Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to a recap of night number 64 inside the Big Brother house. And welcome to Eviction Thursday. Yeah, we're finally going to have an eviction tonight. We're going to have an HOH as well. Should be a fantastic episode. Just as a bit of a refresher, we have these two on the block, Felicia and Nicole. Now, the original plan way back Thursday, Friday, when nominations were made, the original plan was to send Felicia home. Cameron absolutely did not want Felicia on jury. Seemed like a pretty cut and dried week. Yeah, never the case inside this house, because while that was the original plan, we had starting Tuesday night, I guess, Tuesday afternoon, little conversation that maybe Nicole is a little bit stronger competitor. Maybe Nicole needs to go as well. That movement has been gathering steam throughout the last 24, 36 hours. By last night, it seems like it's just almost a done deal that Nicole is going to be going home. Felicia is going to survive another week on the block, and then we'll see what repercussions are, because there's all kinds of people with all kinds of plans on how they're going to spin this whole flip and what happened, who was in charge. We're going to talk about all of that happened. Kind of a confusing night because everyone has their own agendas, the way they're going to portray this thing. And we had a little bit of an introduction to not a twist. I think it's got to do with the HOH competition. It's going to take place tonight, but a lot of studying taking place on that. So we're going to talk about all of it. Let's go ahead and start with the live feeds. Let's start with Matt talking to Felicia. Matt is telling Felicia, hey, don't give up just yet. People are still weighing their options. Again, we saw Felicia a day or two ago looking kind of down, saying, if it's my time, it's my time. Matt, without telling her what's going on, is certainly implying to her that, just don't throw in the towel just yet. So he's telling her, keep on fighting. Things maybe are still going on out there. Felicia's trying to sell herself. Felicia, she's fighting to the end. Felicia's talking to Matt and saying, look, I'm not afraid to target Cameron. I will go after Cameron without any issue. I will help you and Jag play your game. She said, I've already put Corey and America on blast. I'm not tight with them. I'll go after them. I'll go after Cameron as well. I can help your game, Matt, if you'll just keep me in the house. All right, we've got Felicia and Jag talking. And again, Felicia's campaigning all the way around. She's saying a lot of the same things to Jag. She's saying, I'm not going to mess with you guys, talking about Matt and Jag. I'm not going to mess with you. I'll help you. She said, she didn't say I'll help you. She said, if you keep me, I'm going to take out Cameron and Blue and Corey and America. I will take out all four for you guys. She's going to become quite the comp beast, isn't she? At least she's got the grand plans for it. So she said, I'm going to take all four of those folks out and help you two out. She's telling him that she needs Matt and Jag and Cirie. If she can get their vote, she's pretty sure Bowie will vote with them as well. That gives her the four. That's all she needs to stay in the house. So she's basically spinning as she's got Cirie's vote. Bowie Jane will do whatever Matt and Jag do. And so she just needs to get Matt and Jag on board, and she's set for the week. Later, we've got Felicia talking to America and telling America that she could be a shield. Felicia could be a shield for Corey and America as well. So yeah, depending on who she's talking to, slightly different promises and everything. But tell America, hey, as long as I'm here, people are going to be coming after me, and I'll take it before they come after the two of y'all. So that's pretty funny. And she also tells America, she says, look, I've been on the block twice because of Cameron. Cameron is HOH. I've been on the block twice. So you ought to understand who I'm targeting, and it's not you and Corey. You ought to know exactly who I'm going to go after. So that's her pitch to America, and therefore Corey as well. All right, we've got Matt and Jag talking about this whole issue. What do we do? Which way do we go? They probably brought this up before anyone else, and way back when they had said, well, yeah, there may be some merit to keeping Felicia, but we don't want it to look like we're the ones behind it. So let's wait till other people bring the idea up, and it's worked perfectly. But they're talking about it still. Do we not do it? They are thinking at this point in time about potentially going ahead and saving Felicia. That they feel like, Felicia said, I want one of you two guys to win, or who else did she say? Blue or Cirie. But she's basically on board. They feel like, yes, Cameron wants her out because there's no way he'll get her jury vote. Matt and Jag are thinking they probably could get her jury vote if one of them was in the final two versus someone like a Corey or a Cameron. So they're thinking that maybe there's some merit to actually saving Felicia this week. But they want to convince Cameron that Felicia is anti-Corey, anti-America when it comes to jury votes. That as much as Cameron is afraid that he would never get a vote from Felicia, they need to convince him that in reality, you may not get her vote against anyone, but certainly if you're on the block versus Corey, on final two chairs versus Corey or America, she'll probably vote for you before she votes for either one of those. So they know that even though Cameron has no more power this week, he's not voting. He's already through the veto ceremony. He has no power, but because he is such a comp beast, no one wants to get him mad either. And so they really still want to go ahead and try to get Cameron on board with his plan to flip the vote before they commit to doing anything like it. So they're thinking if they can convince him that maybe Felicia isn't so anti-you, but more anti-Corey in America, that they can get him on board. But they're also thinking that Felicia would probably put up America and Corey if she does stay, if she wins HOH, that, yeah, she would put up America and Corey to start with, but she'd backdoor Cameron. And now they're obviously not going to tell Cameron that, but that's what they're thinking she would most likely do. Which, getting rid of Cameron, maybe not the worst thing on their minds either, as long as it's not them doing it. All right, we've got Cameron and Matt talking a little bit. Matt is telling Cameron that Nicole had promised Corey that she wouldn't put Corey up this week if she sticks around. So they're a little bit worried about this relationship between Nicole and Corey that's taking place. And Matt says, if she's promised that she's not going to put up Corey, then who would she put up? It's probably one of us guys. So yet another nail in the coffin, perhaps, for Nicole. They're worried about a relationship with Corey and how that affects them. All right, Cameron is talking to America and Matt and saying, you're saying all stuff. I still don't want Felicia on the jury. It's just where I'm at. Well, Cameron, who seems to be pretty focused, and once he makes up his mind, seems somewhat determined to keep it. This week may be a little different because we're going to have a lot more conversations taking place. But for now, he's saying he still doesn't want Felicia on jury. All right, Jag responsible more than anyone else for changing Cameron's mind, because soon after that, Jag is talking to Cameron, and he's saying, look, Bowie, he's telling Cameron and Bowie, he said, Nicole has said that she's going to put up, I don't know if she said or he's just saying that she will, but he said Nicole is going to put up Cameron and Bowie. She's going to put up the two of you on the block if she's HOH. Don't think that she's going after Corey or America and anyone else. She's coming after you guys, and y'all just need to be aware of it. Well, once he says that, I think that's where Cameron says, well, with that information, maybe we need to reevaluate a little bit. I'm amazed sometimes that people believe what other people say about targets and such so easily without really going back and doing any fact check or anything else. Sometimes Jag has said that she's going to come after y'all too, and Cameron's immediately said, well, maybe we need to flip it around a little bit. So we're starting to see Cameron maybe backtrack a little bit in terms of so dead set on getting Felicia out of the house. All right, we've got Corey and Jag and Matt and Cameron and America all in the HOH room talking about how this is going to work out, bouncing around the equation. At one point, Cameron's already kind of on board by now. It seems like he had a little more discussions with Matt and Jag. He's a little bit more on board, but I thought he did something pretty brilliant when Corey is in there in America as well. But he's talking to Corey and he says, all right, Corey, give me the pros and cons of keeping Felicia versus Nicole. Convince me. Let me know what you want to do. And so he's very much letting Corey take the lead on this whole deal, and let Corey think that he's actually convinced Cameron, as opposed to Cameron already having decided and getting Corey on board. So he tells Corey, convince me. Give me the pros and cons. Now, I think, if I recall, Corey had mentioned that Nicole would be a better competition player than Felicia, that she would be coming after Cameron if she got the choice, if she got HOH, etc. So mentioning a lot of that. Now, remember this. Corey had already talked to America a while back, like the day before. Seems like a long while back, but had already talked to America. And his motivation really to get out Mecole was because he thinks that if he gets out Mecole, it's going to make Blue mad at Matt and Jag for being part of the group that gets out Mecole. So then if Blue is mad at Matt and Jag, then that's going to force Matt and Jag to potentially target Blue so they can take her out before maybe she takes them out. So this whole thing, to a large degree, is Corey still worried about Blue, as he should be because she's after him, but worried about Blue and trying to figure out ways to isolate Blue from the rest of the house. And part of that is to vote out Mecole, who Blue is tight with, and in the process have Matt and Jag feel like there's a divisor between the two of them and Blue as well. So that's what Corey's thinking is of why he's driving this idea of getting out Mecole and saving Felicia. And Cameron's buying into it, or not buying. Cameron's playing along with it, saying, okay, if you think that's the case. At one point, he listens to Corey talk about all this, finally says, okay, I'm in. So now Corey thinks that he's the one in charge of the whole deal. Not quite so much, but they're going to let him believe that. All right, it gets a little complicated, but basically Jag and Cameron and Bowie and later Matt are letting Corey run with the plan, let him think that he's in charge. They're suggesting that Corey he should go ahead and bring in Blue as well, even though they know they're against each other. Go ahead and bring Blue in so that Corey feels like more of the house is on board. So Corey will feel like everyone went after Mecole and not just one or two people. So it kind of spread the blame a little bit. So they're saying, go ahead and bring Blue in as well, Corey, and get that taken care of. And as a result, maybe the target won't be on Corey quite as much. Well, they know that's not the case. They're saying they know, saying to each other, not to Corey, that they know that Blue is going to tell Cirie, who will then tell Mecole, and it will get back to Mecole and that side of the house that Corey's the one behind all of this taking place. It's Corey's deal, not Matt and Jag, not Cameron's deal. In fact, they're basically having Cameron and Bowie play very dumb, like only after they have Blue on board, only after they have everyone else, then they're going to bring Cameron in, then they're going to bring Bowie Jane on board. So a lot of complication. And again, everyone has their own agenda of why they want this to work, but it's all the same. Save Felicia, get out Mecole. So we got that. All right, a follow-up meeting. This is a meeting between Corey and America and Matt and Jag and Blue. So this is the follow-up. They were in the HOH room. They kind of consolidated this plan. They agreed to do it. Now you've got Corey and America and Matt and Jag. All of this have not room. Acting, all of them are acting like they haven't heard this plan except for Corey, where really the whole thing is for Blue's benefit. So Corey is now in the have not room, leading the discussion, talking about why they want to go ahead and get Mecole out the door. Blue is trying to shut this flip down. She's saying, look, first of all, Felicia won't vote for a guy if you keep her. Why would you want to keep her if she's not going to vote for any of you guys? She's saying Cameron's going to be mad. He's a strong competitor. Do y'all really want Cameron mad at you? So she's doing everything possible to shut this down. But you've got everyone in the room to different degrees saying they're on board with it. I think Jag says something like, yeah, it sounds okay. I could go either way. So he's very much downplaying it. But at the end, Blue realizes that everyone else seems to be on board to get out Mecole. So she's a little bit worried about that. All right, we got Matt and Corey and Jag talking after this meeting about how insistent Blue was in keeping Mecole. Which makes them want Mecole gone even more because they're seeing that there's a tight bond between these two that they do not want existing inside the house. Corey also wants to make sure that Felicia knows how hard Blue fought to save Mecole. Again, it's all about isolating Blue. If he lets Felicia know that Blue was just fighting tooth and nail to try to get Felicia out the door and save Mecole, well, certainly that's going to make Felicia a little less willing to work or wanting to work with Blue, right? So yeah, he's got that in the back of his mind also. All right, America is later saying that talking to Blue, I think they were in the bathroom downstairs. America's telling Blue that if Cameron agrees to vote out Mecole, we're going to bring him in as well. If he's on board with it, then I'm probably on board as well. So he's already on board, but they're not telling Blue that. And Blue at that point says, well, I guess as long as it's not me, I think we ought to keep Mecole, but at the end of the day, if everyone else is doing it, as long as it's not me, then I may have to vote that way as well. So the plan at this time really does seem to be to go ahead and get Mecole out the door. It's not going to be a blindside. She's hearing a little talk, and she'll continue here throughout the evening. I think by the eviction tonight, she'll know full well what's going on. If for no other reason, because as Felicia is starting to hear rumors that she may be safe, she has no poker face. She suddenly is cheerful. She's happy. She's smiling at people. All you got to do is look at Felicia and know that something has changed just by her attitude itself. So that's the plan going on. All right. We had a complete change inside the house, not with regards to strategy, but with regards to conversation, because we lost the feeds for a couple hours late yesterday afternoon. The feeds come back, and it turns out that the house guests were shown a bunch of pictures, a bunch of photos, and it sounds like a bunch of photos. All of them, it sounds like, of already evicted house guests with different props, wearing different clothes, holding beach balls, letters all around them, numbers of some sort. We don't really know. We did not see them, obviously, but they all, I guess, flashed up on the screen, perhaps, is the way it normally works, the memory board. But after a couple hours, all the house guests are talking about these photos. Apparently, it has something to do with remembering all of this, probably for the HOH competition this evening. We thought it was going to be slip and slide. Maybe not. Not if it's going to be a memory comp. Now, here's something to keep in mind. If we don't have slip and slide tonight, which it sounds like we won't, I think there's a really good chance on Saturday we get OTEV. Sometimes they don't want to have two really iconic comps in the same week, but with a memory comp now, I think we get OTEV on Saturday. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm hoping. Let's see if that happens. But the feeds come back. They're all talking about these. We have for the rest of the evening, everyone's spending time trying to study all these photos, studying with each other, complaining about people shouldn't be studying with other people, breaking up into small groups. We had a lot of different, and we'll talk about a little bit of that. First of all, we had Matt and Corey and Jag in the have not room. Matt's upset. He's passing on the other guy saying, we're trying to isolate Blue. Blue's not on our team right now and all that. So why are people studying with Blue? Why are people talking about what they saw in front of Blue? Now, when the feeds first came back, apparently Blue, and I say apparently, I can't remember that it was actually on feeds. I think someone actually said that when the photos first showed up, Blue came out having talked to Sari, and I think she may have spilled the beans at that point about this whole idea of a potential flip going on. But anyway, Blue missed the very first part of the photos, apparently. And Matt's saying, why are people helping Blue? We don't want her to win HOH. That's the worst possible thing we could get. So why are people working with her? And so they're all agreeing. So yeah, we're not going to help her study at all. At one point, she's studying with Cameron. And Cameron says, yeah, I wish he's not really helping her. And he says, I wish I knew a little bit more. And she says, well, why? You're not competing. You're HOH. So it doesn't matter. So he's certainly not trying to help her any more than he could. But others, later we've got Bowie, for example, for a little while, still studying with Blue. It took a while for them to get the message. It was funny watching the studying that we had down in the comic room. It was Sari and Mecole and Felicia all studying together. Mecole upstairs trying to study with everyone else in the house. It may not matter. She may not need to know it as well as everyone else, but certainly she is trying to integrate herself with the rest of the house and not sticking with the three downstairs they're studying. Now, in terms of knowing everything, we've heard talk before that Matt supposedly has a photographic memory. Don't know if that's the case or not, but it does seem like he knows a lot of this stuff very well. So we'll see who does best in the competition this evening. Now, I do think them knowing it's a memory competition only helps drive the point home even more that they're going to send Mecole out the door, because I think most of them believe that Mecole would do much better at a memory comp than Felicia would. So yet another reason why they're going to want Mecole gone and not Felicia. All right, a few more conversations taking place. We've got again, Blue and Cameron studying, but Cameron's acting like he doesn't really know. We also had at one point, Matt points out, I think, is who point out that Blue had a lot of the information down pretty well, but she was asking about some of the numbers or some of the stuff, and Corey was giving her wrong information. And apparently it was on purpose. And Matt understands that because he knows what the right numbers are. And so Matt's saying, yeah, that's good. Give her wrong information. That's fantastic. All right, we've got Blue talking to Matt. She's saying that, look, I really pushed to keep Mecole in the house because I know that keeping Felicia in here is bad for Cirie. And I don't want to have a bad situation for Cirie. And Matt's saying, no, I do get it. I understand completely. She's saying that, so that's one pitch that she's making. She's also saying that if Mecole stays, that Blue can get closer to Mecole. She can make sure that Mecole does not put up Matt or Jag if Mecole was to win HOH. So she's trying to argue to Matt why saving Mecole is a better choice going forward. Matt saying, I lost stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. All right, we've got Jag and Mecole talking for a little bit. Jag is saying, look, people are talking. Everything is up in the air. He's not saying a decision's been made. He's saying everything's just kind of up in the air right now. She doesn't know why things have changed, what's going on, and everything. And Jag says, well, I think it's just because people don't really know where you stand in the game. At which point she says, well, if I stay in the house, I'm not going to put you up. I'll backdoor Cameron. I'll do what I need to do. The problem is Mecole has been so quiet, taking in information, not getting any blood on her hands, but also a bit of a wild card as a result. And now she's getting ready to pay the price for that. All right, we've got Cameron talking to Matt and Jag and telling Matt and Jag that Corey had told Cirie, he thinks Corey had told Cirie about the flip, and that's why Cirie suspected something earlier. Now, I think Blue told Cirie after the conversations, but even before they were all on board and everything, Cameron is suspecting that Corey had already clued Cirie in, because a lot of this started in the very beginning, early yesterday afternoon, because Cirie had come up, I think, to Cameron, maybe to a few of the others, and said, what's going on? I'm hearing that things may have changed a little bit. And they think it was probably Corey spilling the beans a little too early, that maybe something was happening going on. All right, we got Bowie Jane playing dumb a little bit. Mecole asked her what's going on. Bowie Jane says, I'm not including any of these conversations. I don't know what's going on, Mecole. I just don't know. All right, we've got Jag and Blue talking a little bit. Blue's also trying to convince Jag, just like she did with Matt earlier, to keep Mecole. She's saying, look, we're just playing. If we send out Mecole, we're just playing Corey's game. Corey's running this thing. He wants to do it. And now we're just going to jump on board. Why in the world would we do that? Let's not play Corey's game. Let's send Felicia out like we originally planned. And it'll be a big slight to Corey and all that. So she's trying to pitch that approach to Jag also. All right. At one point, we got Corey in the shower talking to Mecole, saying that he'll let her know if he hears anything about the votes. He's just not sure what's going on right now. Mecole spent 4 or 5 hours in front of the mirror working on her hair last night. Now, I don't know if her hair really takes that much time, if it's just her wanting to have something to do that involves not talking to other people to try to stay out of the thing, let people make some decisions. I'm not sure, but she spent a lot of time working on her hair last night. All right. Later, we have Corey again talking to Mecole. She's a little perturbed because she's hearing that this, things might be going on, and asked him about it. And he says, I don't know. He said, I figure the vote will flip again another 5 times over the next 24 hours. And she says, has it already flipped? What do you mean flip again? Has it already flipped? And he's trying to backtrack, saying, no, I just mean that when someone if you or Felicia talk to someone, they kind of lean one way right after the conversation, then they lean the other way. And I don't know what's going on, but she's certainly nervous about that. Now, at one point, she says, you promised me your vote earlier, right? He says, well, I apologize for that. I shouldn't have said I was so sure about it. Things are up in the air. I just can't really, I don't know what's happening. And until I know, I can't know for certain what I'm going to do either. So he's certainly backing off what he'd promised to Mecole a little bit earlier. It's amazing. Mecole and Corey seem to have a pretty decent conversation. And now Corey is basically abandoning it at this point in time. If she doesn't go home, and word gets back to her that Corey and America are behind all this, I don't think that helps Corey at this point. I think they're too far gone in the process. No one can back off at this point in time without having a lot of damage left in the wake. So, yeah, he's saying, I just can't tell you more exactly what's going to happen. All right, we've got Cirie and Felicia downstairs in the comic room. They're wondering what's going on. What in the world? They know there's talking going on. People been whispering things in here. Here and there. Cirie is not happy that she's being left out. She understands why maybe Felicia doesn't have all the information, but she's not on the block. So Cirie can't figure out why she's being left off, that she felt like she was on good terms with everyone else and that she's kind of being isolated. Felicia is telling Cirie that Corey had come to her earlier and said, they can't make promises. I don't want to be too over promising or too optimistic, but things are looking good for you, Felicia. So just hang tight. Things are looking good. Remember, Cameron said that he suspected Corey had told Cirie. Well, Corey kind of hinted to Felicia as well, it seems like. All right, we've got Corey in America and Matt and Jag and Cameron still studying. I think they were in the HOH room at this point in time. I'm not going to talk about all the different groups that we're studying because it'd take too long. But here's what's interesting. During this little study group, Corey mentioned something about 234 images. There's no way there can be that many pictures on the memory board. So maybe he's referencing numbers on slides or something else. Even if there were 234 images, who's going to count that many? Unless there's a number up in the corner or something. I don't know. But he mentioned something about 234 images. There's lots of numbers for each person. They're reciting these 2-digit numbers, 4 or 5 numbers for each person. I don't know if these were numbers just floating around their heads, or we don't know because we haven't seen the photos, but a lot of stuff to memorize. All right, we've got Bowie talking to Cameron. She's saying, I'm glad it's going the way it is because I did not want to be in an alliance with the girls because they were mean to me. They're always mean to me. But Bowie Jane is also saying that she heard Corey tell America that he was afraid that the guys could be turning on him. She's wondering about a possible back door could be in effect. Corey's worried about it. And so she's mentioning that as well. So yeah, Corey and America don't feel like they're in the clear just yet. All right, we've got Matt and Jag talking to each other. Earlier, Blue had said she wanted to work with Cameron if she had the choice, and they're a little bit worried about that. Matt is saying we need to get Blue out. We don't want Blue getting too close to Cameron. We need to shut it down before she has that opportunity to take place. So again, I think Nicole goes home this week. Blue could easily be the target next week. All right, we've got Jag wondering why Corey is so nervous. He's talked to Cameron about this. He's saying, why is he so nervous? We worked with him. I saved him in terms of getting that back door shut down that you talked about with getting Corey out. We shut that down. We helped him with all of this stuff. We're going along with his plan. Why is Corey still so nervous about everything? And Cameron says, well, first of all, he always overplays. He always overthinks. He said, second of all, Corey is nervous for the same reason about me, for the same reason I'm nervous about Corey. They're working with each other, but there's still not a whole lot of trust there. And then Jag is laughing. So, well, he actually has a reason to be nervous because certainly they are looking at going after Corey and America sooner rather than later. They're talking about also some of the information they have as a result of everything that's taken place over the last 36 hours or so. They're saying they've got information that Blue and Cirie so definitely wanted Felicia out the door. If Felicia stays, they're going to have that info. Certainly they can do everything possible to create a huge divide between Felicia and Cirie and Blue. Now, Cirie and Felicia just got through talking about being ride or dies, no matter what. They're sticking together to the end if Felicia stays in the house. Well, with this information that comes up, I'll be curious to see if Felicia is still willing to do that. She may, because otherwise, who else is? We got to look at relationships. If Nicole is gone and she's been tightest with Felicia, if Nicole is gone, Felicia stays. Who does Felicia go to? Does she still try to work with Cirie and Blue, even after she gets information that they were really trying to get her out the door? Does she try to go to Matt and Jag, thinking that she can work with them? Well, perhaps, but are they going to want to work with her short term? Perhaps. We'll have to see how that all works out. All right, and then finally, we've got Blue and Nicole in the bathroom. Blue is saying she's tired of all the foolishness. She's tired of the stupidity. People going back and forth, doing all this flipping and everything. She's just tired. I get it, but in the first week it's happened, Blue. Sometimes you benefit, sometimes you don't. But she's tired of it. Blue at one point says she's going to talk to Matt and Jag about the votes, try to figure out what's going on. She thinks that hopefully she can get Matt and Jag. Well, she's already talked to him, so she's going to talk to him some more. She thinks that Corey is going to vote to save Felicia, that America is going to vote and save Felicia as well. And Nicole's saying, why? And Blue saying, well, I think they've been saying you're a stronger competitor than Felicia is, just stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And so she's letting Nicole know that she's got a couple of votes that she doesn't have, but hopefully if they can just grab Matt and Jag, maybe they can make something happens. And Blue at the end points out to Nicole saying, look, this was all Corey and America's idea. They're the ones leading the charge to get you out the door. We'll see how that sits with Nicole and what kind of conversations may take place today before we get to the eviction episode tonight. So there you have it, guys. So in summary, some kind of hope. It sounds like a memory competition of some sort. Everyone's studying away. Certainly seems like Matt's going to be good at this, but being a memory comp, kind of open. There's a lot of people who could potentially win this thing, and they've all been studying hard. So we've got a memory comp taking place, an eviction taking place. Sounds like Felicia is safe and Nicole is out the door, and all kind of damage control and repercussions they're going to be taking place following yet another flip inside Big Brother 25's Big Brother house. All right, guys, that's it. Y'all have a fantastic Thursday. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the episode tonight. I think I'll be back tomorrow morning with the information about who's won the HOH. We should have it happen. I don't know if it'll be live. I think it will be. I would expect it will be. I hope it will be. So I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you the scoop on who's the next HOH and what we think is going to happen going forward. But until then, guys, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.